The best analysis of the origins of World War II in Europe, the exhaustive and magisterial account by Zara Steiner, which does cogently integrate the United States into its interpretation, is a massive 2-volume work with almost 2,000 pages of text, not the kind of reading commonly used in courses or seminars, or very inviting to the general public. It is also so long and detailed that one can easily lose track of how the United States fits into Steiner's narrative. There is, of course, other scholarship that focuses directly on U.S. foreign policy during the interwar years, sometimes explicitly in connection with the origins of World War II. Some of it is dated and thus does not incorporate the findings of the historiography over the last 40 years. Other authors present unconvincing interpretations of U.S. policy as driven by naive idealism, Edward M. Bennett and Norman A. Graber, or by a desire for American global preeminence, for example, Adam Tooze. Scholars who offer more persuasive analyses of the sources of American policy either do not pay much attention to how other powers reacted to the United States, John A. Thompson, or the treatment of that topic is somewhat limited and does not deal with the 1933 to 1939 period. See Melvin P. Leffler's The Elusive Quest, America's Pursuit of European Stability and French Security, 1919 to 1933. In short, there is no concise, focused analysis of the part the United States played in the origins of World War II in Europe, and of why the United States pursued the policies it did. This book seeks to fill that gap in the literature. It is not an overview of U.S. foreign policy from 1914 to 1939. Thus, it has nothing to say about U.S. relations with Africa or Latin America. It only addresses events in Asia and U.S. policy toward them insofar as those topics relate to the origins of the Second World War in Europe. The bulk of the analysis centers on United States foreign policy in relation to the behavior of the 3 states most important to the origins of that conflict: Britain, France, and Germany. The Soviet Union and Italy enter the narrative only in connection with events central to the origin of the war that broke out in September 1939. I argue the best way to understand U.S. foreign policy toward the other great powers and to explain how the United States contributed to the origins of the Second World War is to focus on how U.S. leaders conceptualized U.S. national security from 1914 to 1939.